This is an interview with Grant Cardone on Vlad TV. Where did he? I want you to listen to this. Did he actually admit that white people have privilege? Did he actually admit it? Did he actually even admit that banks and lenders and anything that you ever wanted to go to, if you're white, that you wouldn't be questioned? But he didn't go into that for people of other races, that if you can go in as one race and then not be able to go in as the other race, does that mean that there's privilege? And he said that there is privilege. So I'm going to let you hear this, and then I'm going to break it down for you to let you know that all of the people that are complaining and saying that people are taking stuff from them and all of this stuff, well, Grant Cardone just shut that down.
Like,
I'll take that.
You're one of the brightest, fucking struggling, striving, succeeding, and like get by groups of people on the planet.
Thank you. I'll take it.
I mean,
I'll take the compliment.
it is what it is, bro.
Yeah, I'll take the compliment.
In America, okay, I know they say the white people are privileged, right? But
Do the Jews are privileged?
no. No, I think what happens is, I think that there's three groups that are brighter than fucking white people. Okay? And I think it's an embarrassment that white people aren't, like, it goes like this, okay? It goes, brown are the wealthiest income earners and asset owners in America.
Brown meaning what?
Indian.
Indian. Okay.
Then it's Asian.
Okay.
I think you guys are right there, number three.
Jews?
Number three spot, because y'all get into a whole bunch of other bullshit.
There's not that many of us, though. There's way less Jews than
no, 100%. I mean, by GDP and by population, you guys are fucking like outstanding, outliers. Right. Then it's the white people in the middle. Okay, now the black and browns are bottom two groups, black and brown.
Well, black and Hispanic, yeah.
Yeah.
Because you already said brown.
But the most embarrassing stat there is you're a fucking privileged white person in America, and you're in the fucking middle. It's disgusting. You have education available to you, healthcare available to you, fucking lawyers available to you, banks available to you. You can walk in anywhere, nobody fucking, and you still couldn't fucking.
So you're saying all these people are wasting their whiteness?
That's what you're saying, dude. Yeah. Like, ain't no way another fucking race is gonna beat me to the top of the food chain, and I'm white.
And you're white,
but
you made it to the top of the food chain, so
that's what I'm saying.
You're the outlier.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, there's no way I'm being blessed with all this. Okay. And male, by the way.
And male, right. Male whites.
Yeah.
You're totally wasting.
And good looking.
Right.
So
there we have it. You just heard it for yourself. So let's kind of break down some things that he said, because this is what he said. So I don't want anyone to get upset with me. He said it. So if you want to be upset with someone, he said it. So he said, if you're white and you're not at the top of the food chain where you are making all of the money, all of the decisions, you can walk into a bank, nobody questions you, you got health care, you got the education, all of the stuff that people from other communities have said was lacking, and just wanted to be able to have the same benefits that our governments are that our government is paying for, which he did not go into those details about that. The resources that are being provided by the government. They're being provided by the government to give people in his community, the way that he says it, all of the benefits of the world. So that means, and he said it, Grant Cardone said it, that white people have privilege. That's what he said. So all of these people who claim that, white people don't have privilege, and that there's no issues, and that people need to pull themselves up by their bootstrap. If you just flip around everything that he just said, think about it. He said you have insurance, you have education, you have money with banks, you have all of these things that come to you because you're white. He even said, because he's white. He was born white and a male, that he even had he has extra privileges because of that. But he said that other white people who are not in his position, that they're just wasting, in other words, he's just saying that they're lazy, that they just don't want to do it. Like, it's incredible that he said this. But then on the other side, you have people that say that people of other races that are trying to do business, that are trying to bring themselves up, trying to work hard and do all of these things, that is taken away from white people. So you got Grant Cardone, who is white, saying that white people are lazy, and then you have other white people that are, politicians and other people saying that people are taking away your stuff. So how can it be both? How can it be both? And then when you have people that are successful, Grant Cardone is very successful. So he's telling you, if I could do it, you could do it. But then when people that look like him, have all of the privileges like he has, don't do it, is that something that's wrong with them, or is it something wrong with Grant Cardone? Like, this is crazy that he even said these things. Like, he's even saying these things. Now, let's look at it this way. I think that he made the statement, he might believe this way. Whatever his beliefs are, his beliefs. But I think that he made the statement because of, and this is something that, if you're white, you really need to pay attention to what I'm about to tell you. You really need to pay attention to what I'm about to tell you. He made that statement not truly because of, I think his beliefs, he could keep them to himself. He would keep them to himself. But the reason why he's so open about making a statement like that out in public is because Grant Cardone is a circus, I would say a circus clown. I'm just going to say it. Because if he could say how he wants to, how he feels, I'm going to say how I feel. I feel that he's just a circus clown. Is that he knew that people like myself, other people that saw this video, were going to come out and make other videos about it. And so what I want to do as a lesson for everyone that is watching this video is that I want to break down how a person like Grant Cardone can take over your mind and your thinking. This person, Grant Cardone, the way that he does this stuff is that he will use what I call a 1, 2, 3 truth combination and then pile it on with all of the BS on the backside. So he says that brown people, which he said Indians, are at the top because of property and stuff like that. And then he comes down and he says Jewish, and then he said Asian or Chinese. I think he said Chinese or Korean. I'm not sure. If you were to actually look at the real numbers, though, see, this is a thought process. Like, without you even checking, you would say Indians because what? 7-Eleven? Because of what? Corner stores? Because of what? Liquor stores? You would think that way without even checking, because he knows that if he lines it up that way, that you're going to say, yeah, because I've seen that. It's for the lazy man or woman's brain to just take and accept what he says. So he'll use 3 half-truths or assumptions, because if you can assume that it could be true, you would follow through with it. And then on the back end of it, he uses what is an assumption, which if you were to go and look at where African Americans are, number one, black people are number 1 in starting businesses right now. Number 1. Black women, number 1, is the number 1 college educated group in America right now. Number 1. But the perception is that all black people are poor. Perception is all black people are doing bad. Perception is that all Mexican, Latin people are doing bad, and that they're not trying to do anything for themselves. When those two groups are working their ass off, all groups are working their asses off, but because he used this trick, this circus trick that he's using to make you believe in his final statement, which is, number one, that white people are lazy because he's not lazy. Because basically that's what he's saying. White people are lazy. And why are white people lazy that are not rich like him? Is because I said so. That's what Grant Cardone said. And then he said black and brown people are at the bottom, without even any evidence thrown towards it. As a matter of fact, if you look at his whole statement, the only reason why anyone is even listening to him is because he has the commercials and he has the real estate portfolio. If he did not have any of that, would you listen to him, even though the half-truths that he said, that he stated, would be our assumptions that we would think could potentially be true? So be very careful when you deal with someone like this. Be very careful. Another thing, I'll close out this video with something on this, is that Grant Cardone had another video where he said that if you're not making $400,000, and that's for anyone, white, black, Korean, Asian, whatever, if you're not making $400,000 a year, you're not even worth anything. That's what he said. He said that you're lazy. He could make that with his eyes closed in his sleep. That's what he said in the video. Grant Cardone said that. So if he says stuff like this, but guess what Grant Cardone does? He sells all of these programs to people with their hard-earned money that end up not really, well, I ain't gonna even get into that. I've seen videos, because I don't want to end up having to go to court, with people like him, because all they do is just throw their money to try to stifle the court. But this is what I see. Let me just say what I see is that Grant Cardone sells cheap programs to people. If you're making millions and has $1 billion portfolio, why would you sell stuff to people who are only going to be able to afford the program? Why would you do that? Why would you sell a $1,000 program to someone whose income, that $1,000 of money that they spent, would represent probably about 10% of their income, or 20% or 25% of their income? Why would you have someone put that on their credit card? The reason why is because it's all about just getting money from every corner. If I was I've done real estate before, and I would never let anyone, it's not like letting anyone, it's because of the pressure that they would be under to buy a piece of property and then have to put 25, 30, 40, 50, the building I'm in right now, $150,000 in renovations on it. That's going to be very difficult for someone who's making 20, 30, 40, 50, even $100,000 a year, maybe even $150,000 a year, unless they don't have any other expenses. That's going to be a very difficult task. So why would you even sell stuff to people to put them into that position? Now, I know the mindset is, oh, Steve, you're holding people back. You don't want to let people be able to move forward. Grant Cardone is given this program to allow people to be able to do that. No, that's BS. Selling the programs to be able to make money. Because if you really think about it this way. He's had videos. Now, this is why my thinking is that way. He's had videos out there that said, don't buy a single family property. Only buy commercial real estate. So you're telling me someone who's working a regular job is going to come up with the investment money to be able to buy a commercial property? What they're going to pay $200,000, $300,000, $400,000, $500,000 for that property, and then have commercial property taxes is totally different than what it is for a residential property. But he made a video saying don't buy residential properties. And then he turned around and made a video saying for regular people, don't go out there and buy regular property. Don't go out there and buy a single family house for yourself. Can you believe that? He said, don't buy a single family property for yourself. And then we have news reports out there right now saying that people can't even afford to pay rent. And just think, if they would have bought their house, they wouldn't even have to worry about someone raising the rent on them. That's what I'm saying, is that Grant Cardone contradicts himself so many times with the things that he says in videos that is incredible. And at some point, people like myself, there's other people that are out there, and I'm not even targeting anyone. I'm just saying that the statement that he made was just ridiculous. So I would like to hear your comments on it. This channel is about making money, but I'm also looking at what other people say about making money. And also, before I close it out, I am in a community. I am a business owner. I am a commercial property owner. I'm not into buying and selling commercial property, not into buying and selling real estate. I own real estate and I own commercial property for my businesses. I see plenty of black people, plenty of Latin or Mexican American people running businesses in the community. See, the thing is that he's not in the community. There was a well-known talk radio host on XM radio his name is Joe Madison, and he passed away recently. He was a pioneer of civil rights, and he had a talk radio show in the mornings, and he called a person like Grant Cardone. He's a drive-by, like they have drive-by, where people drive by and do, what you hear in the inner city, drive by, you fill in the blank. Well, he's a drive-by person too, where he thinks he knows about our community, but all he does is drive by it on the freeway. I'm here to tell you, I see plenty African American, I see plenty Mexican Americans, and I see Indian, and I see Arab. In my community, there's not too many. Not to say that I have a problem with it, but there's not too many Korean. There's not too many Asian. As a matter of fact, those businesses are being disrupted. Like the Chinese food places, they're disrupted. Those places are not existing the way that they used to exist. Trust me, I know this. I'm in marketing. I see these business owners. I'm with the smaller business owners like Greg Cardone is. The people that he want to sell to say he wants to bring up. I'm with those people, and I see their stuff and what they're going through every day. So I know what they're going through, and I know that if you want to hear a prediction, let me tell you about a prediction when it comes to Chinese American businesses. They dominated the donut shops. Those are going down. You can go see the Netflix documentary on that. They're all going down. The dry cleaning about to go down. And I'm going to tell you why I know it's about to go down, because I was presented by a company that said, you don't need to take your clothes to the dry cleaners. We will pick them up and bring them back. And I was like, well, what do you mean you'll pick them up and bring them back? What if I'm not home? No, we're going to bring them back at night when we know that you're at home. And I went to it's a Chinese guy that he bought the dry cleaners from another Chinese couple. And I was like, man, you better watch out, because your business is going to get disrupted by this. And he was like, what do you mean? I said, I've had because you never want to just bring bad news to a person, bearer of bad news. I told him about how my marketing company got disrupted when Facebook and Google started, allowing people where they had learned how to place their own ads and trying to do that type of stuff on their own instead of going to print advertising, and how my company got disrupted and how I had to change everything over just to be able to keep that company moving forward. And I was like, I'm just telling you, you better watch out, because these companies they don't care about making money right now. They just care about making the concept work. And to make the concept work, they're going to have money thrown at them all over the place, because what they're going to try to do is just figure out how much of market share that they can get in each area that they're in. And I was like, man, you watch out, that you either need to figure out a way to plug into it, or figure out a way to protect your business by doing something similar yourself. Because if I would have did that for my business back in 08, 09, when I saw that print advertising was going down, I would have been a lot further ahead than I am now with my marketing company, because I saw it coming. But when you're in the pot boiling, you sometimes you don't know. You don't know what's going on. And then you see companies like Red Lobster. People are saying, well, Red Lobster went down. Just because Red Lobster is going down, does that mean that nobody's buying food? No, that means that nobody's buying food from Red Lobster. And then you see all of these different companies that are going down. And I call it the Sears mentality, where you're on top for so long, where your niche is so much of a niche that you don't think that anyone would ever not come to you, at least still come to you to buy food from you. And we see that that's happening with a lot of companies. I predict the next one that is going to happen is with Burger King, and I predict the next potential one that it might happen to is Wendy's, but Wendy's is trying to do some things to change stuff around, and Burger King is also trying to do some things to turn it around, and they could potentially turn it around because of they have multiple locations already. They don't have to build out anything. They just have to build out the changes and get people to believe in the change of their business and to come back into the doors. But I know I've seen personally several in my areas Burger Kings that just shut down. They just closed out the franchises on those. I haven't seen any Wendy's, but I have seen multiple Burger Kings close it down. All right, hey, this channel is about marketing. My links are below this video or above this video. I would invite you to check out what I have to offer. I do what I tell people to, what I teach people to do. I don't tell people to do anything. What I share and teach people to do, and with my marketing, is stuff that works, stuff that I've done from the ground floor all the way into making 4 very successful companies. Been running my first company since 1990, so I'm not a newcomer to business. Been on my own 100% since 1990. My wife and I started our marketing company, and then we have 4 very successful companies. So what we do is we offer coaching. We offer coaching because I believe that you do need to be coached, especially if you're coming from a 9-to-5, or if you're trying to get your business to the next level. You do need some sort of coaching, and the best coaching is to come from someone who is actually doing it. And then if your business is going, but you just have a lack of customers, I'm very good at showing businesses how to bring in more customers. It doesn't matter what type of business you have. My wife and I have done it, and we can help you no matter what level you're at. We can help you with expanding or getting your business going, so you don't end up having to shut it down for a reason that you could have turned around yourself. Thank you for your time. Please post your questions and comments. It's Stephen A. Williams with Making Money with Stephen A. Williams here on YouTube.